It's another day, it's another great moment, and I welcome you viewers to the new edition of Meet Your Leader series. Meet Your Leader series is an interview section where we interview dignitaries, people who are making our world meaningful, people who are making impact in our world. So today I have a first class royal father, not just from Yoruba land, but from Nigeria and Africa at large. And historically, is the fourth grandson of Oduduwa, the progenitor of the Yorubas. And of course, it's been said that Yorubas, the population, we have up to about 80 million people all over the world. And so today, I have His Royal Majesty, the Ajero of Ijero, Oba Joseph Adewole Arojojoye II, the second. Kábíyèsí o, kábíyèsí o, kábíyèsí o, kádé pẹ́ lórí kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ o, kí ìrùkẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ́ lọ́wọ́ o. I know that it's been a long day because Kábíyèsí is visiting United States and he decided to come to Michigan to see his children, and it's a privilege for us to see him because he is a Kábíyèsí that has traveled all over the world and he's always traveling. So it's a privilege for him to come around and at least spend time with us. A lot of people want to know you. I mean, they know you, but there are some things they don't know about it. Kábíyèsí, can you share briefly, your background?
I am His Royal Majesty Joseph Adewole Arojojoye II, the Ajero of Ijero Kingdom in Ekiti State. The Ajero is one of the direct sons of Oduduwa. Among the 7 prominent sons of Oduduwa, number 4 position, 3 senior brothers and 3 junior ones. Myself, Ajero, and Alara and Orogun were born of the same mother. Alara is our elder brother. I'm in the middle again, and Orogun is our junior brother. The 3 of us are still keeping our relationship till today. Well, talking about my background, I schooled my primary school and secondary school were in Ekiti, and I went on to the University of Ife, then Obafemi Awolowo University. After I went for National Youth Service in Kano State. After my NYC, I came back to Ondo State then, and I entered the civil service as a pupil surveyor. I later went on to do first my postgraduate diploma, professional diploma in Federal Survey School, Oyo, and then later I went to Holland for my master's degree. All my service training, so I came back to the ministry as a surveyor. Eventually, I became a licensed surveyor in Nigeria and a chartered surveyor in the UK. And later on, the position of the Ajero became vacant, and through the grace of God, I came to the throne. in December 1991.
Thank you, Kabiyesi. I know that you have been a crown prince, and naturally, when the post becomes, or when the throne becomes vacant, of course, one of the princes will be chosen.
Yeah.
Did you show interest? In some cases, people show interest. In some cases, the town will go and call up the prince and say, "Come on." How did it happen?
Well, to be frank, I didn't find myself interested in the throne, but all along, from my youth, from birth, I knew that I'm from the royal house, because I know my dad was born to his own father, while my grandfather was on the throne. Omorite, my dad. So I also knew that it was the turn of my own ruling house to present a candidate after my predecessor. But I wasn't particularly interested. But there were a series of signs that came up. When I was in the womb, the prophet told my dad that that was his dad coming. So he told my dad my mother would deliver a male child, and that child is my father's father. And that I told you my grandfather was the Ajero, 1916 to 1930. That was when my father was born to him on the throne. So when I was in the womb, they told my father that I was the father, and I was coming back, and that I would still get to the throne. So then there were other signs. When we were in school, even up to the postgraduate level, if there is any role for an Oba in any play, they will always give it to me. So these are some of the signs. Then my dreams, sometimes I would just find myself surrounded by a lot of people, addressing a large crowd, things like that. So when the throne became vacant, well, people who were not interested and things like that, everybody came out. Altogether, we were 17 in the race. There was an 18th person who the entire family agreed that he wasn't part of us. But 17 of us, whoever was chosen among us was authentic. So the race went on, and but everywhere they consulted the far, they consulted afar, they consulted the Ulis, prophets, and everywhere they went, they were always telling them that I was a candidate that God has chosen. And it is a fact they choose to choose in our own place. And so eventually, when the kingmakers consulted the Oracle, it was me that was picked. And so, like I said, in December 1991, I came to the throne.
Thank you, Kabiyesi.
Yeah.
So by the grace of God, you have spent 32 years on the throne.
Yes, by God's grace, by December, 32 years.
So what would you say have been your greatest accomplishment since you became an Aba or Ajero of Ijero?
Well, there are many achievements that we can point to in terms of physical development of the kingdom, and then the unity of the kingdom, and then the development of our people. All these things make, one of the duties of we Obas is to look for development for our communities. So there are so many that we can mention. When I came to the throne, more or less there was no palace anymore. The palace was a shambles, but today we can point out that we have a good palace. Then talking about education, today in Ijero we have about 3 tertiary institutions, of government. There is the College of Science and Tech, there's the Government Technical College, there's the State Cooperative College. These are there. Ijero is a seat of area commander. Area commander in Ijero. We also have some other area officers, NDLEA and civil defense, federal road safety. We have the area commanders who are in charge of 5 to 6 other local governments. So these are areas. Then institutions have come in leaps and bounds. When I came to the throne, there were only very few secondary schools, but today we have so many, both public and private. So also primary schools, our health institutions. When I came to the throne, it was just a general hospital. Today we have a specialist hospital. So, and then human development. Thank God for that. When I came to the throne, or since I came to the throne, many of our indigenous have become professors. I almost lost count. Then in the military, during my reign, produced about 4 generals and 1 admiral. In the civil service, yes, federal permanent secretary, several state permanent secretaries. So we thank God.
Thank you, Kabiyesi. What are the challenges you faced since God made you an Abba? Let me put it that way, because it's God that makes kings.
Yeah.
And how have you been able to overcome these challenges?
Well, one of the challenges that I first faced was, I said I was 17 authentic of princes, and then an 18th person who the entire family said is not part of us, is not one of us. That person took me to court when I was appointed, and we were on the case for 12 years until it was resolved by at the Supreme Court level. It was the same judgment that the High Court passed. It took me to court, but I defeated him. And, at the High Court of Appeal, but he made sure he went up to the Supreme Court. Finally, in 2003, the Supreme Court gave judgment that his family is no way entitled. So that was a major challenge. And then, of course, the challenge of seeking development for the community. That one is what we have to live with every day. To appeal to people, our people. Some believe that the Oba and some people should do it. But our challenge is to let everybody know that all of us have contributions to make. Apart from all this, everything is really fine.
Thank you, Kabiyesi.
Thank you.
So what are your projections? Where do you see Ijero in the next few years? What are your projections? What do you want to accomplish? What are the things that you have in plan that you think, under my, if God give me the grace, I will want so and so to happen? What are the things you would like to work on in the next few years?
All right. From day one, my ambition and my target is that I should live Ijero better than I met it. So again, it boils down to development, more progress for the community. I want to see Ijero in the next 2 or 3 years having a university sited in the community. That's one area Well, we are working very hard. We are working very hard on the National Open University, and I hope the next 1 year or so, by God's grace, we should have a campus in Ijero. And then we are looking forward to that in a few years or so, that we should be having an industrial park in Ijero where manufacturing and things like that can take place. Ijero is blessed with mineral resources, so we are looking at investors who could invest in our mineral resources and, if possible, bring industry or industrial concern to our kingdom. These are some of the areas we are working on.
Thank you, Kabisi. During pre-colonial days, we realized that royal fathers held like enormous power.
Yeah.
But now, I think politics or even politicians have reduced the power. What's your view on this, and what is the way forward?
Well, the colonial masters did a lot of good things for the people, but there were areas where some things that they did were not so good. Where the colonial masters took the powers of the traditional rulers away from them through their indirect rule. You know, they were in the minority, they were very few, and they wanted to take control. And so they deprived the traditional rulers of some of their powers. My predecessors used to have the power of even life and death on people. That means whoever they decide to, based on the laws, the traditional laws of the time, they could, for certain offenses, they could order execution of some people, and it could be done. And they could also release. So whoever they release, and whoever they pronounce execution, they will be executed. So the kings were as powerful as that. The people took them away. They gave that power to the courts, and they also took away the means of taking care of the Oba, all the sources of acquiring wealth from the land, from proceeds and things like that. They took most of these things away. But it's a changing world, and we are living with all that. And the only thing that we want to advocate is that the way government relates with traditional rulers, especially when they say there's no constitutional role for the Oba, it's not good enough. So they use the Obas as a fire brigade. When they need help, they run to the traditional rulers. When they finish, they put them aside. It's not good enough. But then areas where it's not that government, that traditional rulers want to be executive, no. You say we are advisors, yes, put that in the constitution, let it be there, so that it's not just the haphazard thing. And that's why some politicians, when they are in power, they misuse the power over traditional rulers. So that shouldn't be so. That's what we're talking about.
I know we would have loved to go on and on, but we have limited time. Once again, I want to thank you, His Royal Majesty, Oba Joseph Adewole, the Ajero of Ijero Kingdom, for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. Until next time, when we come our way, And when we come your way on another edition of Meet Your Leader series, it's been Temitope Omotayo. Thank you and God bless. Kabiyesi.
Thank you too.